This one-person business can make $40,000 a month, and it takes nothing to get started. All you need is a laptop, and you can get going with this. And the reason this business is such a big opportunity is because a new technology has come onto the market that allows for it to exist at a price point that was traditionally impossible. You used to have to pay $100 for this, but now it costs less than $1. It's basically pennies. And why this is such a good business is because there's people that want this, they're searching for this, and they're already used to buying it. It's also a larger ticket item. You can charge probably $3 to $5 grand a month for it. And so to hit that 40K price point, you just need 8 clients. It's not that hard. And everything you need to know to start this business, you can learn from YouTube videos. It's totally approachable to anybody. Hi, I'm Cody Schneider. I have 15 plus years of digital marketing experience. And the business you're going to be building today is an AI avatar UGC ads agency. So we're going to break down what all of that means. But first, let's begin with the data. Why is this such a big opportunity? All right, so here's the search volume for this. This is AI UGC, and what people are looking for is basically a way to build these UGC ads, but using AI avatars. And AI avatars have gotten to the point now where they're good enough. Like, it's so close that unless you're really looking for it, it's very hard to see. And today, I'm going to talk through all the details of this, how to actually make these, how to actually market this, how to distribute this. But I want to start with this data so you understand the opportunity here. And historically, just to give some context, if I wanted to go and I wanted to make a UGC ad, what I would go and do is use something like Billo, which is a marketplace that I can buy UGC ads from creators, or I'd go and hire a creator. And historically, the price that I would pay would be like $80 to $100 for 5 videos, right? So what these AI avatars have made or created the opportunity for is to make these UGC ads, which are great performers. All ad companies are running them. All e-commerce companies, all SaaS companies are running these at some point in some way at this moment in time. Instead of having to pay $100 per video that you're generating, you can now make these for under $1, right? So let's just throw some numbers out there. If I wanted to create 100 different ad variations, and how you do Facebook ads really effectively is you do this. You create a bunch of ad variations, you test them against each other, you look at the best performers, and then you allocate all the budget to the best performers. You find the common trends with the best performers, and then that creates a growth loop where you then go make more content like the best performers. But say I wanted to go and create 100 different ads using this traditional strategy or this traditional tactic, that would cost me $100 a piece. So I'd spend 10 grand to make those. And there's cheaper ways to do this, but I'm just going to use that as the number to kind of anchor this idea. In contrast now, I can go and make 100 ads for $89 a piece, or sorry, $89 in total. So the cost per ad is going to be $1.12. And this is just using HeyGen. It's just using this off-the-shelf technology. You don't have to do anything in particular. So, all right. Now, let's dive into the actual process to how to do this, how we're seeing this work effectively for companies. So the strategy here of actually how to build the product, there's tons of YouTube videos on this. I'm just going to show you what we're seeing work so that you can implement it for yourself as well. So you go and you use 11 Labs as the way that you're actually generating the voices. This is the first thing that you're going to do in the process is basically create the MP3 and then take that and you're going to go import that into HeyGen. I'm going to show you that whole thing and the whole tool set. But before we do that, the thing that you need to do is identify the pain points of the person that you're trying to sell to. So say, for example, I am trying to sell UGC ads or AI UGC ads to somebody. What I would do is I would go to Perplexity and be like, what are the pain points of using traditional UGC? We'll say AI avatar UGC. I would literally ask it a question like that. And then I could refine that prompt down. But what it's going to do is it's going to give me pain points, which will then allow me to generate hooks and scripts based off of those pain points. The structure that we're seeing be incredibly effective right now for these scripts that we're writing is we basically do a hook that like calls out to the person we're marketing to or calls out to that pain point. We do some type of storytelling, like digging into that pain point. And then the last thing that we'll do is then introduce the product as the hero that basically is the solution to that pain point that they're suffering. And then strong CTA at the end to actually drive traffic off of the platform and to the landing page that you're trying to get the user to do whatever that is, whether it's a sign up or a purchase, etc. So let's go back to the Perplexity and let's see what it came up with. So content generation challenges, working with them, like a lot of the times what you're going to see is that they're just like the timelines don't end up actually hitting. You're still dealing with people, quality and control, and also the legal components. You could talk about the pain points of like basically what traditional UGC versus AI avatar UGC, and then I would use that for those scripts. So let's take one of these. So say in the past, let's do like a cost structure. I would be like, if you're an e-commerce founder, listen to this. And then I would go into storytelling. Working with human UGC creators can be a massive operations headache, right? Something like that. Tell a story and then introduce the product as the solution. For this, it would be our agency, Ghostwrite Ads, and then strong call to action to click to learn more. So this is how you basically would script. You would take that script, you go over into 11 Labs again, and you're going to use one of their most common voices. I try to find ones that feel as natural as possible from speaking and as informal as casual as possible. And the reason for this is because you're trying to create an ad that doesn't feel like an ad. We're trying to get it on that spectrum as far as we can to where it is an ad, but it doesn't feel like an ad, right? It's like teetering on that line. And the reason for that is that you're going to see cheaper CPCs when you do that. So you go to 11 Labs, you generate that voice, and then you would pull that out. It's going to give you an MP3, and you would go over to HeyGen. And then within HeyGen, what you're going to do is upload that MP3, and you're going to then go and generate that ad creative. And that ad creative is basically going to be one of these AI avatars basically mimicking or lip syncing to that MP3 that you uploaded. You export all of those variations, and then you take those and you drop them into something like Descript, where you go and you actually edit those variations. What we're seeing be the most effective currently is you go after basically just like super simple edits where it is like a person looks like as human as possible, and then just adding captions. We are seeing those ads perform the best currently. All right. So you now know how to make these ads, go and sell, basically do free work for people. Be like, hey, can I make these ads, run them? Can I have the data? And then you go and you start talking about that in public. If you just talk about this on Twitter, you talk about this on YouTube, you're going to get inbound from this. It's going to naturally happen because there's a huge appetite for this right now. People are trying to hire these types of agencies to run this. So let's go deeper now into another strategy that you could do as well. The other angle that you could come at this from is you could go and make YouTube videos that are focused on Facebook ads for X, okay? And I'm going to show you all of these keywords right now. You're going to be able to see these. You can do videos about every one of these. How to do Facebook ads for X category, right? And we're going to break this down. So best Facebook ads for photographers, Facebook ads for chiropractors, for churches, for repair shops, for gyms, for financial advisors. Go down the list. You could create a YouTube video just like this one that I'm recording right now. And you basically show the process of how you're making these ads, and then you're going and managing these campaigns, the targeting that they would do, et cetera. Show your expertise. And people are going to watch this and they're going to be like, hey, I don't want to go and do this. This is going to take a lot of time. I have to learn all this new stuff. Can I just hire this person? Have a call to action in the video to go and learn more at the link. And you're going to naturally get inbound. This happens. This works. I promise you it does. Half of my career is built on this exact strategy. All right, so you've got your first customers. Now let's talk about the last part of it. How do you manage them? How do you actually create an experience for them? So what you're going to do is you're going to set up a data reporting dashboard based off of the North Star outcomes that they're looking for. And again, there's tons of more detail that you can go into around this or related to this on how to structure Facebook campaigns, all of that, etc. But the biggest thing to remember is most people have a very simple action that they're trying to create. They're trying to either create new revenue or they're trying to create signups. And I'm simplifying this, but that at its core is what we're trying to do when we pay these ad platforms. So the stack that we use that we see success, with is Google Tag Manager. That's basically how we're deploying all of the pixels for our reporting. And then we can create conversion events for the websites that we're driving this traffic to. And then we can create conversion events for the websites that we're driving this traffic to. And then for reporting that we share with the client, we use Looker Studio, which is another free tool from Google, and it allows for you to build out these dashboards so that you can share those with your client to do reporting. And the things you're going to want to include in there is basically the revenue that's coming from these campaigns, the month-over-month efficiencies that are occurring from the optimizations that you're making, and then you're going to tell stories around that data that show the value that you're providing. And if all of this sounds like a lot of work, which it could be right at this point, I just want to remind you that majority of this can be learned over YouTube in a weekend. And the other piece of this is that if you don't want to go and learn this, but you're good at sales and you understand how to get people into your sales pipeline, you can just go hire offshore talent with a company like Talent Fiber. You can hire a Facebook ad specialist. They could run those whole campaign, and you can get these people at like $2,000 a month, right? One client covers their cost. And this is how you could scale this up. You can build this up into an agency that could even make more than $40,000 a month. You're basically having people do the work for you from an operations perspective. You're focused on the big picture components. And that's how you can start a business that can make $40,000 a month. If you want growth tactics and startup ideas like this, subscribe to my newsletter below. If you want to learn business strategy, go follow me on LinkedIn with the link below. If you want more content like this on YouTube, go subscribe to this channel in the link below. And finally, if you want to watch me ship post everything about building companies, go follow me on Twitter. I'm constantly talking about the opportunities that I'm seeing and the arbitrage that exists currently within the market from the growth marketing perspective.